Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. For those who don't know, I'm a huge fan of the PlayStation Gold wireless headset. I understand that there's mixed feelings about this headset, but isn't that the case with pretty much everything else in the world nowadays? Everyone can't be pleased, everything has its pros and cons, and with the power of the internet, pretty much everybody has a voice now because everybody's a keyboard warrior. Anyway, so if you're new to my channel, I tend to do these tests with the PlayStation Gold headset, specifically the newer model, so pretty much anything that came out past 2018. And I might as well finish the trifecta of console gaming by showing you all how to use this headset with an Xbox One. I've tested these out on the PlayStation 4, and I even added onto the original unboxing video for this headset by doing a very thorough wireless versus wired microphone test, and the results are really interesting. So adding on to that, I did another video where I used this headset on a Nintendo Switch, and that surprisingly worked really nicely too. Now that I have all of my shameless plugs out of the way, let's finish the big three consoles and set this up on an Xbox One. So right from the start, I'm going to say this will not work wirelessly on the Xbox One. The USB dongle that comes packed in with this headset simply isn't compatible with the Xbox. I'll prove it really quickly by plugging this into the Xbox One and turning this on to see what happens.
So here's my Xbox, here's the receiver. We're going to plug it in right here. Don't mind my shaky hand. So the receiver is actually going to be powered on because it's plugged into a USB source. And there's the light. So here's the headset. I'm going to turn it on. We're going to wait for a short chime, and then we're going to wait for the long chime to show that's connected to the receiver. There it is. Everything should be connected. Stationary light, stationary light. And unfortunately, on the Xbox, no headset indicator, so that means it's not connected.
So as y'all saw, even though this connected to the receiver, nothing happened on the Xbox. There isn't sound coming out, there isn't any indicator or symbol on the main menu that I showed y'all, so wireless is not an option on Xbox One. So mentioning that little indicator or symbol, when I plug in the headset with a 3.5mm cable into the Xbox One controller, that indicator will pop up, and I'll show you guys that shortly. So I have two different Xbox One controllers that I want to use today. So this one is a newer model that comes packed in with the Xbox One X. So basically these newer models have Bluetooth built in, but that's not really the point I'm trying to make. What I really want to focus on is that these newer models have a 3.5mm audio port built in. So you can plug a headset in directly to the controller without any other accessories. So with that said, I didn't want to leave out the people who have day one Xbox controllers. I didn't realize it was this old, but controllers that were packed in with the original Xbox One from November 2013, pretty much all the way to June 2015, and that's when they had the revised versions, even just standard black models that had audio jacks. So that's really crazy how old this is. So y'all can use the PlayStation Gold headset on these controllers, but you'll need an extra accessory, and I hate doing this to people by saying you need extra things, but this one's called the Xbox One Stereo Headset Adapter, and pretty much all you do is plug it in, and then it enables you to have a 3.5mm audio port, and you can use pretty much any headset on this controller. And the cool thing is it gives you little audio controls. So if you want an actual Microsoft branded one like this one, it'll cost you a pretty penny nowadays. I'm guessing it's some sort of collector's item. I don't know. Seen them online for about $50 or more. Some places like $89.99. You're probably just better off buying a new controller at that rate in a cooler, nicer color. These are probably worn out anyway if you've had this for 7 years. But with that said, I've seen some knockoffs if you guys want to go that route on eBay for like 10 to 12 bucks. So if you're willing to take that risk, I'll just put that out there. But for the sake of this video, and even though it's not as price friendly, there may be some of you out there who actually own this and still use it as your primary. So I'm just going to show that this headset does work with this setup too. So connecting it is really simple. We're going to use the newer Xbox One controller first. You just plug in a 3.5mm cable. This one's the actual packed in cable with the PlayStation Gold headset to use it in wired mode. But if you have another aux cable or 3.5mm cable just laying around, you want to make sure it's a 4-conductor plug, and you can easily tell by having 3 lines, 1, 2, 3, because it makes this 1, 2, 3, and 4. So pretty much this one has microphone capabilities. So anything less, so if you have like a 3-conductor plug or even a 2 where there's less and less stripes, it's usually just for the left and right channels, so just for audio. So you want to make sure there's 4 conductors to make sure that the microphone on this headset works. So I have my capture card up and running, so you'll see everything that happens on the screen when I get this plugged in. We're going to plug in one end into the PlayStation Gold headset. We'll plug it in right there. It doesn't matter which end you actually use because they both function the same. I just like putting an angled end into the controller, so there's just one less thing protruding as far. So it's not in your way of playing, especially if you have paddles in the back or anything of that sort. So everything should be up and running, and I forgot to mention, as soon as I plug this in, there should be a little headset indicator on the Xbox screen, and that's originally what I was trying to look for when I tried to use this thing wirelessly, but nothing popped up, so it didn't work. But fortunately, it works wired. To control the audio settings for everything, all you do is press the Xbox button, move over to your profile and system. This is the easiest way unless you want to go directly to settings, but there's an audio tab right there, headset mic on or off. Here's the volume. So unfortunately, these buttons will not work to control the volume. So everything's gonna have to be done through the Xbox. Here's a chat mixer and to monitor your mic. So while I have this plugged in, let's just do a little quick sound test and get some game up and running. My membership is expiring, oh no. Oh man, everybody's been playing Grounded. I've been playing Grounded, so let's just see if the volume and startup can be heard. So I'm just gonna take the mic that's clipped onto me right now and put it right here. Hopefully we'll hear the game. So everything should be up and running. I only have one lavalier microphone, so I couldn't get both sides at the same time, but both ears seem to work. And I think you can actually still hear it from where it is on the desk. I'm really far away from the headset, so if you can still hear that, that's pretty darn loud. We're gonna do the same thing with this controller. So we're just gonna do the same game. We're just gonna plug in Grounded, just for disparity's sake. Okay, I hear it. Let me get the lavalier or my clip-on mic down there. So let's see if the controls work on the attachment. So everything works, and it's actually quite loud still. I don't see any difference or hear any difference between the two controllers with the attachment or with a straight 3.5mm audio port. Everything works so good so far. So this only leads to one more test, and it's a microphone test. I'm on the camera here, but the audio being recorded is on the Xbox One right now. I'm on, obviously, Sugarberry Smash's name in a party chat with myself just to pick up this audio. Everything sounds good. I actually had to turn off the volume on the computer because I could hear myself for a second. This is for a PlayStation, but it's a really neat thing to know that you can actually use this on all three consoles. So with that said, I'll probably just end the video through this microphone. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please feel free to click these others that have popped up by now. They might interest you in some way, shape, or form. And if you really like spending time with me today, please consider subscribing to be the first to know when I upload something new. Other than that, thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you all soon.